Hi, Yellow community. My name is Vitaly. I'm head of VOSTOK VR, a immersive metaverse company based in Singapore. We started in 2015, so now we have one of the biggest portfolio in South Asia in terms of like virtual augmented reality. Now we're moving into metaverse. For this conference, I was presenting our project for Sony Music, and this was a metaverse concert. And I truly believe that this is the future of how the entertainment is going to work in our modern era. And I mean, in general, as a short summary, I quite like the conference. I quite like the speakers I met. And the best part is not happening at the event, but it's happening outside the conference when you can chill out, you can meet, network with other people. And I think that's the best part for you to visit it real life rather than just watch some streams or like watch some video, like YouTube video.
Let's not avoid the elephant in the room. How did you manage to get Sony on board and get them interested in your projects? I assume it was like a small startup at the time?
No. I mean, I mentioned we start working since 2015, okay. And till now we have more than 100 projects delivered for companies like Johnson & Johnson, Samsung, Subaru, and so on. So basically for Sony it was we had a few discussions with them before COVID, but they were not that interested, and I think COVID helped to accelerate some of the decisions and maybe motivate some of the decision makers.
Did they reach out to you?
Yes, they did reach out to us. But that was really cool. The only surprise was that it happened in the Middle East, in Dubai, not in Singapore, because in Dubai we are not as advanced as in Singapore, but still, again, based on our portfolio track record, they were happy to work with us.
Great. So do you have some exciting partnerships in the way?
We are discussing a few joint ventures in, I mentioned Saudi Arabia as well as probably Dubai, but we can't announce it yet because, again, it's still, there is a turbulent situation right now, and we are looking at what options available because there are multiple options available. We're just choosing which one works best for us.
I can relate on that with Yellow. We have so many things we can announce, but we actually can't yet. Okay, so coming back to the metaverse. So you organized events in the metaverse. You invited people to some really nice things that couldn't happen in real life. But still there's like a disconnect between what you can do in real life and what you can do in metaverse, like even in terms of movements, in terms of voice, emotions. Like for example, if I'm going to a music concert, I want to dance, right? But in metaverse, if I dance, it's not going to be like represented in my avatar movements. So what do you think is the next thing that should happen in the hardware? Like, what should the perfect hardware for perfect sensation of the metaverse look like?
First thing, I should mention that in metaverse you can do the things you can't do. It's like opposite. You can also do things you can't do in real life.
Valid.
Like flying or launching some fireballs and lots of cool stuff. So it's more like a gaming. And second, talking about hardware, currently I think the best experience you will get using, let's say, Oculus Quest headset. Because you can dance, it can track your arms without even joysticks. So basically you can project your arms, and they're even working on tracking your emotions, even some basic emotions. Definitely there would be some changes, and I'm a big proponent of mixed reality glasses, something like what Google Glass tried to do, what I think Ray-Ban Stories is implementing, when it would be very easy and you can combine the virtual metaverse experience plus the functionality or usefulness of everyday life. Like you can get the route how to get from point A to point B, you can get some special discounts, you can get maybe some promotions, you can check the information on the person, like I'm talking to you, I can check your LinkedIn profile and stuff. So I think that would be the very big next step. But again, we just need to wait and see because billions of dollars are poured. So my strategy is always look who will be the winner, because unless you work for Meta or TikTok, you don't have such money. You just need to go with the flow and see who would be the winner in the nearest.
Follow the smart money.
Yeah, because at this stage the best experience is Oculus Quest, second generation. But the problem is, it's still you need to pay it, and
quite
maybe bulky. Not everyone. It's actually not expensive, like 300 Singapore dollars. It's like 200, 250 US. So again, it's not extremely expensive, but still, it's something you need to put on your hat. It's something you can't share much with friends. you can't share with your friends, so you can't like stand 3 or 4 of you in the same environment. You need to be in the different spaces and so on. So again, it has some limitations. Luckily, it's not the end point of development of metaverse, so many things coming soon.
So during your speech, you said that when we will have like billions of dollars invested, the whole metaverse concept will most likely change and improve a lot. So what is stopping the huge companies from investing in it? Like I know there's already been some deals here, but it's still not the maximum potential.
Companies invest in lots of money, like Facebook changed their name to Meta. They invested like $10 billion, which I would say maybe doesn't seem much, but that's a lot because most importantly, they trigger another investors, maybe like hundreds of billions of dollars from other companies, like who doesn't want to lose the leadership, like Amazon or Microsoft or like TikTok. They all now working in the field of VR or immersive tech or metaverse and so on. I think we just need to give some time because there are some particular technological limitations. Like if, let's say, talking about smart glasses, there are some limitation of how wide field of view you can get, or how close you can get it to your eye.
And how it will impact your eyes eventually.
Yeah, because if you want to project something, because many people talk about the lens, that you put the lens and you have this immersive experience. But the problem is you can't put the lens because you need to have a processing unit, and again, it overheat your eye. So basically it should be some like, probably 5G will help to solve it because we have the display model here and maybe some processing unit somewhere in the cloud. Again, many limitations, mostly technological and mostly because it's connected to the humans, so it may be a bit tricky and dangerous to test. So again, we just need to wait and see, but I'm quite optimistic. Again, it's not like 1 year plan, it's like 10 years plan.
Yeah, okay.
So again, imagine like, can you remember what happened, like how world was different 10 years ago? 2012, it was very different. That was my first moment I came to Asia, and again, it was a very different place and social media and the economy and so on. So many things is going to change in 10 years, even at faster pace.
Why did you decide to start a company in Singapore and not some other jurisdiction?
Because Singapore, I mean, I'm not like promoting Singapore a lot, but it has very good, transparent taxation system, very low taxes. You can more or less easily get financing, you can more or less get job visa, and Singapore is like a brand. So if you work in Thailand or Malaysia and you're like Singaporean company, it's immediately give you like upper hand versus local competitors. I mean, unfortunately, but this is what Malaysian, Thai and Filipinos told me, that if you were not a Singaporean company, we would pay you half of the price of what we pay you now.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I mean, that gives you advantages. That's like working, maybe like, yeah, Dubai has the same advantage versus other companies in the Middle East. So yeah, I think this is the main reason why.
That's a very valuable insight. And so you said you're not selling Singapore, but you were definitely selling Saudi Arabia. Can you tell me a bit more about that? Like, do you plan to actually like work from there or live there or move your operations there?
I would say not live for now, because not much fun to do in Saudi Arabia. Sorry, my Arab friends.
Only money.
Because yeah, they're developing the market. They're doing lots of changes. What I'm excited. That's the only country I've been where the changes at very fast pace, and people are accepting and they supporting it.
Innovation.
So every person I met, they are like, yeah, we're happy with the government, and not because they're scared. Because every person, from government officials to taxi drivers, because they see the improvements, they see the change. They have a very big vision, and this is Vision 2030. So they believe that in 2030, the Saudi Arabia will become one of the most prosperous country in Middle East, one of the tourist hub, and they have the religious tourists, but they want to have non-religious tourists, and they have some amazing places to visit, as well as economy center. But again, there are some facts. It's not just emotion, there are some facts. For instance, by 2024, if you look at their plan, each company who works in Middle East, who works with Saudi Arabia, who wants to work with Saudi Arabia, need to move their regional headquarters in Saudi Arabia. So imagine how this will affect Dubai, because currently Dubai is the biggest, I would say, headquarter hub, like Singapore.
Definitely.
But imagine if they basically tell that you need to move, and many multinational companies, including, if not mistaken, DMC, it's a Dubai media company, partially owned by Saudi Arabia. They offered about tens of thousands of visa for the employees to move to Riyadh.
Oh.
So again, you'll get a visa, and maybe like 10 years visa, which is considered like gold visa in Dubai, which probably will be just normal visa in Saudi Arabia. You'll get probably like 50 to 70 to 100% increase in payment, and you'll get other preferences, better career, and so on. So that's why many talents are considering Saudi Arabia as a next Dubai. I'm curious about it. I've been there 3 or 4 times since last year, and I quite enjoy the Saudi Arabia culture, people, and the changes which you can see with your naked eye within, let's say, 6 months. I saw the ladies on the street; they were all covered, and then 6 months later, I was participating in the biggest event in Saudi Arabia in Riyadh called Leap KSA, and most of the ladies, they didn't cover even their head, so they didn't cover their faces, their head, and they were approaching, they were talking to you and doing business. So I think the involvement of women in Saudi Arabia would be much increasing, and again, this is just one change. And can you imagine, like 2 years ago, the women were just allowed to drive a car. So again, from completely like, let's say, people maybe with lots of restrictions and limitation, they become the driving force behind the development of Saudi Arabia.
Best of luck to you guys, and I personally really liked your project, and your speech was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, hope to meet someday in the metaverse. Which one are you using? Like, do you interact there?
Currently a few.
Currently a few. Okay.
Yeah, as I mentioned, go with the flow. You test different ones and you see which one works for you. Because as I mentioned, it also depends on the audience who you can meet. Because imagine if you are surrounded by 7 years old, probably that's not the place you want to be. But again, I'm using
so
few.
So Axie Infinity didn't really work.
Yeah, I'm using few, and I'm just looking which one brings the value in terms of like whether you can find the right people, or business connections, or maybe the people who shares your hobbies, your values, and maybe your cultural code, and so on.
So which one is it for you so far?
Currently, again, few. I'm looking actually at Somnium Space, just because a few of my friends, they open virtual office there. So instead of meeting them on Zoom, they will meet you in virtual office in Somnium Space in metaverse, which I think is quite
exciting.
Yeah, that's because for me as a person who work in sales business development, that would be cool if I invite them for, let's say, villa. Not the real office, but virtual office villa, and I can show that, let's say, some of the projects, some of the showcases, maybe some of the NFTs we created.
Something like in 3D.
Yes. And let's say this is a project we've done, let's say, for Subaru, and there is a Subaru car in it. And this is a project we've done for Samsung, and maybe Galaxy S22, like the smartphone and showroom, and maybe some interactive features. It's not.
I love the idea of it.
Yeah, I mean, because you can demonstrate your product, you can create a journey. So every customer you met, you can create a journey, you can basically walk them through. It's not just one-off experience. Like we met, I have a presentation, that's it. I can walk you through the journey, I can walk you through floor 1, floor 2, and for special guests we have basement, or like we have patio. Taking
sales to the next level, and I actually quite like it.
It's like taking Zoom, it's like Zoom on steroids, taking Zoom like in 3D.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually like how basically with offices, so people used to go to offices every day, then COVID came and everyone started working from home, and now the transition is even like taking a more interesting turn. We would be working from our like VR sets from metaverse. It's gonna be a hell of a world. No cars, no traffic. I love it.
Yeah, and most importantly, because we're based here in Thailand, you can be based here working for Singapore company. Maybe US is a bit strange because the time difference, but let's say any company in the region, including China, can be your potential employer, and you can work for them. So again, it's quite exciting. I'm quite first hate COVID. Now it seems like COVID created some conditions in order for us to move further, to make our life easier and faster. Because I used to travel a lot, maybe like 50, 60 flights a year.
Oh,
now
really?
it's probably my first flight in Thailand since 2020.
Do you live here?
No, Singapore.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty exciting.